Hi there! Can I build a watercraft out of this to take my friend Dizzy across a section of water without having her sink? Watch me design, craft, and test my way through multiple creative problems to find a solution so I can teach you how to build this. Hi, before we start, let's talk about Dizzy. The day we shot the flight scene for the last episode, she kind of went missing. I don't know where she went, so this, almost lost her again. This...
Really wasn't a pool.
Someone poisoned her? This is Dizzy number 2. This is Dizzy the sequel. The second. Dizzy the second?
Yeah, that works.
How many are we gonna have? It just seems like we're gonna...
It just seems like you're gonna keep losing.
I know. And thanks to my daughter for lending her to us, we can continue having a really cool flight test person. There's that. The second thing we need to talk about is what we're gonna do to get our person Dizzy to go on a voyage on a boat, some kind of floating device, something that floats, maybe something that propels itself to... Is everyone okay?
Yes.
Okay, because that sounded dangerous. Are you okay? Yeah. We need to design something that floats, something that could potentially propel itself through the water without us having to push it. I think it would be very nice if it could go under its own power. So here we go. Let's figure something out. I happen to know that bottles float quite well. Unfortunately, if you're islands, just giant islands of just plastic bottles just floating out in the middle of the ocean, which is, sad. So unfortunately, because of that, I know that these float, which is the reason why I've chosen this to be our vessel to carry our Dizzy number 2 across some kind of puddle, or I don't know, the beach maybe? I think that might be too rough. Okay, so we need to do some drawing here, a sketch of what we might want our boat to look like. I can't operate this thing because, well, I'm not that bright. Oh, actually, I'm incredibly bright. That's not true. And what I want to build here is a bottle, cut out some holes on the cap right here and down here, stick in a paper clip, put a rubber band across it to another paper clip on the other end, attached to a propeller. I don't know how to draw propellers, so I'm just going to do this. And as it spins around the circle, it should propel our boat in this direction. Actually, well, in that direction. It'll push water in this direction and propel the boat in the opposite direction. Now, to build such a boat, or I guess it's more of a submarine since it's kind of submerged in the water, it's kind of like a hybrid. Can we say it's a hybrid? I would say it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's kind of both. It floats and it kind of sinks, half of it sinks. Frank, what do you call something that does two things at the same time? No, but that's when you do, if you call it multi-purpose, that's like when you use it for one thing and another. It's got two purposes. This has one single purpose, but it does two things while it does one purpose. I don't know, it's weird. Actually, just to make this clear, we're going to be using 2 bottles of water. This is called the water, turns out. H2O. So to start, we're going to need those 2 bottles. And luckily for me, I had already cut this guy up, so I don't really have to do much to it. Just put it aside. And this guy, because it's still completely intact, is going to become our main body. This is going to be the boat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a thumbtack this is quite dangerous. Please be very, very careful. Well, if you need to ask a grown-up, please find yourself the nearest grown-up and explain to them that you're doing science and that you need to pop a hole in the very center of your bottle. So all you need to do is take your thumbtack. Is this called a thumbtack? What is this called? Push pin. This is called a push pin. And you take your push pin and you insert it into the very center of your bottle, and you kind of have to wiggle it around. Try not to make it cave in like I just did. Okay, so I found out after some trial and error that if you take the cap and attach it to the bottle so that it has some pressure, you can turn it around and squeeze the bottle, and at the same time drive your pin, and watch out because it's gonna kind of make a little pop, and you just drive it through the very center of your bottle, and you pull it out. Set that aside, and you want to take your push pin once more, and you want to put that down the center of your cap, and you're gonna just push it, and it'll be a lot easier to get through this than it was to get through that. Next thing we're gonna need is some paper clips. First try. And basically what you do is you get 2 paper clips, and you want to kind of flatten them out so that they're nice and straight, but only halfway. You want the rest of it to stay like this. You wanted to do the same thing for the other one, and we're gonna go another loop, an extra loop, so you have something that looks like that, right? Once you have that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and bend it into itself like that. Bend it. That looks kind of like this, right? And then you're gonna keep going until you have a little loopy loop. Just like that. Now, if you have a grown-up nearby, grab a grown-up, have them do this. If you don't, be very, very, very careful. The way I would cut into a bottle is that I'm just going to use this to show you. I want to kind of do this so that I don't have to poke it. Don't try poking it because then it might slip. You might hurt yourself. The best way I do it is just kind of do this until it crunches itself, and then I start until I get a kind of like a hole. Once I have that hole, I start cutting across, and you get something that looks like this. Once you have this, you can kind of get close to where you need it to be. And we're gonna try to get as close to this part of the bottle as possible. Just keep your fingers clear from the scissor blade. Let's try to be as safe as possible. Again, if you have an adult nearby, grab an adult. Okay, just like that, okay? Now, let's keep our area clean. Hopefully, once you get to the propeller, you'll get lucky enough that you'll have these score marks on your bottle, and all you have to do is follow those score marks and cut right into them. And you kind of want to go all the way, almost to the center of your and the I don't know what you call this, the bottom of your bottle, the cap of your, no, not the cap. Yeah, well, the bottom portion. I'm just going to keep on doing this. I might montage this for you. I might speed it up so that you guys, or maybe not. I didn't do it with the last one. It turned out to be just fine. Okay, so once you have these separated little wedges of bottle. Hold on, let me just make sure. I'll make sure I go all the way down. All the way down. But not that far down. So not all the way down? I guess not. Okay, once you have these little wedges, all you got to do is twist this, kind of fold it back a little bit so that it kind of looks like that. Kind of fold it off a little bit. And you kind of want to keep repeating that for every one of your little wedges or petals. I guess if you think about it as if it were a flower, you want to fold those petals back. In fact, this is now becoming a propeller or a fan, I guess. You could also see it as a fan. And there you have it. Nice, pretty little propeller. It should look kind of like that. I don't know if you guys could see that. So there we are. Just get yourself a bunch of little rubber bands if you don't have the big rubber bands. Or if you have the big rubber bands, you could just use about one. I'm sure that'll be fine. And you want to, in my case, I want to link them. You don't have to because you probably have the right size rubber bands. But I'm going to go ahead and link them all together like this. I guess I could have chosen to make this as pretty as possible by using a select amount of colors. At this point, what you need to do is grab yourself 2 pencils and some tape, and you get yourself a piece of tape, and I need you to take that tape and wrap one of the pencils halfway around, or maybe most of the way around, even all the way around, I guess. And the other pencil needs to be taped about that far apart, so that they're kind of together, but not really. They're parallel to each other, but not touching. And then what you do is you take your rubber band and you slip it not through the one that has this guy, not the one that has a little twisty in it, but you need to take your rubber band and you have to loop it through your other paper clip. And you take that paper clip, jeez, and you kind of hold it in between the 2 pencils like this, right? Uh-oh. Stay. And you take your paper clip and you shove it all the way past everything inside your bottle, and you're trying to line it up with that hole you made. See if I can get you a better view of that. And you pop it through a little bit once it's inside, and kind of, I think it would be a good idea before you put this paper clip through, if you just wrapped it around the outside of your bottle, so you don't have to like stick your finger in there digging for it. So that's what I feel works best. I mean, I did just kind of think about it right now, but it works. So do that. Then put it on the pencil. Then shove it through until it comes out the other end of this this little hole thing over here. And then once inside, you take your pencil again and you hold it and you bend it. You use the pencil's rigidity to help you bend the paper clip in on itself like this, so that it hits one of these little, what you call them, these little what are these called, wedges? Grooves. Okay, once you have this going, what you need to do is unbend or straighten out the rest of your paper clip. Pass one of the sides through one of the holes you made. Hopefully you only have one. And then pass it through the paper clip at the other end and bend it upwards. Bend that paper clip upwards so that the rubber band doesn't come undone. Alright? And then all you gotta do is screw on the cap and you're mostly ready to go. Final thing we need to do is attach the propeller to our little watercraft. And all I have to do then is just shove it through the little hole I made all the way through and bend it sideways. And once I bend it sideways, I'm going to do another 90-degree bend behind one of the propellers, and that's all it takes. And there we have it. Let's see if this works. All I gotta do is wind it up a little bit. Actually, you know what? There's a better way to wind it up. You do this. You hold the propeller with this hand, and then you spin this bottle. Man, this is taking a long time. All right, let's just go try it out.
Taking us the last time.
Ready? And it's going. It's still going. I think that the string is actually getting tangled. And it stopped. I don't know if you can see, but our rubber bands have actually snapped. Oh no, 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 no. Can't pollute the water. Alright, so we've actually polluted the water, but I took care of it. I got them right out. But our rubber bands did in fact snap a bit. But overall, I feel like that was a pretty good test. Uh-oh. There's no way for me to reset this test since... I feel as if we did pretty good considering the situation. Yeah? I feel like it went pretty far. I feel as if it propelled itself through the water, which was one of our main... requirements. So, you know, I think it went well. It propelled itself through the water. It floated quite some distance into the water. I feel like had Dizzy been inside it, I probably would have been a little bit more scared. I think considering that this water is not exactly calm and it's windy out here, we did okay, you know? This was good. I also think that when you try your experiments, maybe the bathtub would be a better place for your experiment to see how far it goes for your Overall, I think that everything went quite well. I think next time I would like to try a bigger rubber band, something a little bit sturdier than, what are these called?
Loom bands?
Loom bands. These are called loom bands. This is what my kids used to make bracelets. So probably not the best type of rubber band for this application. But this is steam from home. So whatever you got around your house is what you have for this build. Oh, I wonder if there's any fish in here. Like barracudas or probably not barracudas, like sharks. Moray eels. I don't know what kind of fish live in here. Do you know what kind of fish live in here?
Nope.
You're like probably some kind of... Oh, there was crabs. Did you see little crab shells out there?
No.
They didn't focus on the... Man, come on now.
No,
I was kind of hoping